Welcome back to Bearcat Update. I am not in my lonesome today. I am joined by Andrew Wegley, who is here to talk about the obvious behind us, which is Northwest's playoff picture. We mentioned a little bit before the break, but now the Bearcats have solidified as the 3 seed in Super Region 3. They will get a first-round matchup against Harding in Maryville in Bearcat Stadium this Saturday. So Andrew Wegley, I guess just taking a look at the bracket overall, did anything surprise you from Super Region 3 that we got here?
Well, I think the big thing we saw was that Henderson dropped out of the top 8, but that's what happens when you lose games late in the season. And then Lindenwood, a former member of the MIAA, who was really a middle-of-the-pack team last season in the MIAA, they jump ship, they leave the conference, and suddenly they're in the playoffs. So really speaks to the toughness of the league that Northwest plays in. But other than that, I mean, Ferris State being the number 1 was no surprise, and then UCM sticking around in that 4 spot, able to host a playoff game was big for them, but no real surprises based off how that last few weeks shook out.
Now, if you guys will notice from the graphic on the screen, one thing to touch on is Lindenwood, Harding, and UIndy do not have a seed. That was something new for the Division II football playoff this year, where the 5 through 7 seeds just played whatever team that they were closest to. In this instance, with UCM getting a home game, that was Harding for the Bearcats. When you look at Northwest's side of the bracket with Ouachita Baptist, Lindenwood, Northwest, and Harding, what do you expect from that side?
Well, I'd say that Northwest is probably going to get the win against Harding, if I'm being honest. Harding is kind of a middle-of-the-pack team. And last time Northwest played, it did not go well for Harding. And then Lindenwood, just based off what I saw from them last year in the MIAA, I'd say Ouachita Baptist will probably get that win. I'd hate to take both favorites, but that's just kind of how I see that playing out. And then obviously Northwest would travel to Arkadelphia, Arkansas, and play Ouachita in that second round if they are able to move past Harding.
And another thing to keep in mind is that Ouachita Baptist, the Tigers starting quarterback, got injured, and I believe week 10 he'll have 3 weeks of rest before they would potentially take on the Bearcats. But just really quickly, when you look at this side of the bracket with Ferris State, the 1 seed getting the bye, UCM and UIndy, who do you think is going to come out that side?
Given that UIndy lost to Lindenwood earlier in the season, and with Central playing how they are, I'd say Central probably takes that win at home. Obviously, Ferris gets the bye, but I don't see the Mules moving past Ferris State. They've been one of the best teams in Division II for a long time, kind of similar to Northwest in that regard. So I would say that it's Ferris coming out of this side, and either Northwest or Ouachita. I think take your pick. It really just depends on how this offense plays. We saw last week versus UCM, Northwest had their best offensive performance in a while, if not all season. So I think it could be just kind of a coin flip there, but I guess we'll have to find out.
And just to correct myself, that was actually Ferris State's quarterback got injured in week 9. He'll have 3 weeks, including the bye, to kind of ready himself. But yeah, I think I got to agree with you. If I look at this, I think we're going to get a Ferris State, Central Missouri, Northwest, and Ouachita Baptist. I hate to take all the favorites, but I think that's what it comes down to. I think the Bearcats go to Arkadelphia, Arkansas next week. But that is going to be your Super Region 3 initial playoff breakdown for the first round of the playoffs for Northwest. Andrew, thank you so much for joining us today. Make sure to stick around. We've got more Northwest sports on Bearcat Update. You're watching KNWT Channel 8.